As we gather virtually, I want to welcome you to our first ever virtual Alumni Awards celebration. This is just another example of what makes this one of the most unique school years in our 73-year history. And I'm grateful to Jennifer Holmesy and Sean Coyle for helping to make this year special for every deserving winner. Before I introduce the honorees, I want to take just a quick moment to welcome the class of 1970 into our Golden Cyclones Club. You graduated at a time that's not entirely dissimilar to today. You were a country divided. However, your generation went on to help the country have some of the best times in our nation's history, and I am optimistic that the graduating class of 2020 will pick up the torch of unity and continue to build on the great work done in the 70s. I am excited now to welcome our Alumni Award honorees. This year's Distinguished Graduate, Alumni Achievement, and Young Alumni Achievement Award. It is no surprise to learn that our alumni are in the middle of helping to find solutions during this pandemic, as well as ensuring equity through quality education. Our distinguished graduate, Dr. Kent Sepkowitz, class of 1971, has appeared on many television shows to discuss this pandemic and to find ways to mitigate the spread as an infectious disease doctor.
Hi, I'm Kent Sepkowitz. I graduated Cassidy in 1971, and I want to thank whoever thought to give me this award, and it's a real honor. Thank you all so much. I want to reflect a little bit on my time at Cassidy for a few minutes. I have three things I want to bring up. One of them is chapel. I was never the biggest fan of chapel, but I learned a lot there. I'm Jewish, for starters, and so I had chapel 5 days a week and Jewish school on 1 day a week. And I learned an enormous amount about Christianity, which has helped me understand the world in a very fundamental way. I also loved the hymns. I still sing to myself, Fairest, Lord Jesus, and many other hymns from that remarkable hymnal. And also shout out to the males who might be listening, which is that I learned how to tie my tie while walking on the run without a mirror, and it's turned out to be maybe the critical skill that I learned at Cassidy was how to tie my tie quickly and accurately. The second thing I want to mention is that I was a teenager then at Cassidy in those years, and I was a teenager always in love and never requited. I mean, it was always completely hopeless. You know, it was always, they had no idea that I was thinking about them. And that was miserable and lonely, and I used to invent conversations that I would have when they finally deigned to talk to me, whoever they were. And again, it was the grade above, my grade, the grade below, whatever. And, it was an open teenage heart, and learning how to talk to myself, was really important. We talk to ourselves more than we talk to anyone else, right? There's no one else who's so interested in us but our own selves. And I got comfortable with it, as uncomfortable as it was then and remains, but it was a hard lesson of a type of moment in a lifetime that meant a lot to me. The last comment I want to make is a sentimental one. My mother worked at Cassidy, which is its own, faculty brat problem is complex, but she died right when I graduated high school. Was sick my whole senior year, and I think about that and Cassidy and her together, and the people that I stayed friendly with. And there's a big handful of friends that I went to high school with who knew her and knew me in the context of her, and that has had tremendous goodness of feeling for me through the years, that there's still a group of people who knew Mom and knew me at that time. And so I'm very thankful for that. And again, so thank you again for the honor. I'm touched, very touched. So thank you.
I was pleased to visit with Dr. Sepkowitz as we begin to plan our return to learn here at Cassidy School, and I am grateful for the wisdom he shared with us. Congratulations, Dr. Sepkowitz. Our Alumni Achievement Award goes to Dr. Anish Mehta, class of 1995. Dr. Mehta has been on the front line in the development of remdesivir, a promising therapeutic to fight the COVID-19 virus. Dr. Mehta is a leading researcher and doctor in infectious disease management.
Hello, my name is Anish Mehta, and I am a member of the Cassidy class of 1995. And I am so honored to have been awarded the Alumni Achievement Award for this year. It has been 36 years since I joined the Cassidy community and 25 years since I graduated from Cassidy. And my time at Cassidy continues to shape and influence my life, both professionally and personally. I think some of the most important lessons I learned during my time at Cassidy is the importance of preparedness, of perseverance, and the power of teamwork. Whether it was in the classroom with my teams or clubs, or just time with my amazing classmates, these experiences at Cassidy potentiated my achievements later in life. The tumultuous times of 2020 have taught me how important it is to stay focused on those fundamentals that we learned at Cassidy, and also the importance of community such as we built at Cassidy. Throughout my career, but in particular during this year, I've had so many members of the Cassidy community reach out and provide me so much important support to keep me going during these difficult times. If I were to impart one piece of advice to those Cassidy students getting ready to head off to college, or those young alumni getting ready to go into the workplace, it is to be prepared for those unexpected opportunities. And when they come your way, grab hold of them and run with them the best you can. From the opportunity to take care of a patient with Ebola, to taking a little extra time to talk to a patient to learn their life story, or working with a student that approached me out of the blue, these opportunities, however rare they may be, really provide the color that you need in your career and in your life, and the foundation for one's long-term happiness. And I wish nothing less than that for all of you.
Congratulations, Dr. Mehta, and thank you for helping us all during this pandemic. Finally, I'm pleased to introduce our Young Alumni Achievement Award recipient, Tori Fenton, class of 2008. It is always a pleasure to talk about someone who has chosen to help others. She works tirelessly to provide quality, free, and full-day early childhood education to every 3- and 4-year-old child in New York City.
Hi everyone. Happy Homecoming Week. I'm Tori Fenton from the class of 2008, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to connect with you all during this strange and difficult time. As I reflected on receiving the Young Alumni Award, I was in the midst of intense planning for reopening schools here in New York City. For me, 2020 was supposed to be an exciting year of ambitious expansion of access to early childhood. Instead, with the pandemic, sheltering in place, and the economic downturn, I had to put those plans on pause and shift my attention to managing the logistics, uncertainties, and a million open questions connected to providing childcare for families during blended or hybrid learning. It's in these challenging times, but also moments of celebration, from college to AmeriCorps to grad school to now, that I reflect on the foundational values of community building and critical thinking that I developed during my time at Cassidy. I think about the start of friendships that I still hold dear over last-minute study sessions for the fall biology exam. I think about learning my own agency to build community over shared off periods, an orchestra, and weekend sports trips. It's in these times of varying sizes of community that I learned how to thrive under pressure, but together. I also think about many, many teachers, but two in particular, Mr. Surbeck, who we lost this year, and Dr. Powell. I think every day about how I'm measuring myself against myself. A lesson Mr. Surbeck taught me over a vocab test and a failed attempt at learning field hockey. I think about how important it is to understand the point a person is trying to make and what evidence there is to support that argument. A lesson Dr. Powell taught me over great American writers like Toni Morrison. As a young alum, these memories and lessons still feel like just yesterday to me, and I encourage you to take advantage of the brilliant people around you, to create spaces where it's safe to try, and to push on information to get to the truth. I have grown and evolved as a professional since the great leaping pad that was Cassidy. And even though this has been virtual, for me, it has still felt like a homecoming. I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you soon in person. Thanks.
Thank you, Tori, for burning your light to ignite the light in young children with access to quality education. As we celebrate today, we look forward to the day when we can welcome each of you back to campus. Until then, please continue to be safe, and remember, once a cyclone, forever a cyclone. As Dr. Woolsey would say, it's not the buildings that make our school special, it's our people. He understood that when you hire the very best, relationships and connections flourish. As such, you were willing to take risks, to try new things, which have shaped each of you into the person that you are today. So always remember who you are and what you represent. Together, we are Cyclone Strong. Thank you.